Welcome to the Wood Magazine Shop. I'm John, this is Kevin. We're going to unbox some stuff. First thing up, something from Harbor Freight.
Miter gauge doohickey thing, right?
Supposedly.
All right. Can I?
Well, this is like
Okay.
Christmas.
All right.
You missed a spot.
Ah, there we go. There we go.
All right.
All right. We spent all that extra money on packaging.
So what attracted me to this, this is a Bauer Precision miter gauge. I got this for less than $55 shipped to me.
Which is far less than what you're going to find some of these high-end miter
Before you
gauges.
It looks like the box has only been opened 3 times. So
Well, they
either that or
I think they just made sure that this was not coming out of its box inside the box, right? Okay.
are we pulling it out?
Yeah.
Okay, well, how much assembly is required? Oh, that's not coming out. So we have a miter gauge. We have a fence. Little packaging,
Directions.
bundled up directions, and it looks like a bag of parts.
So a little
2
bit.
bags of parts.
Oh boy.
So the question is, do we go off the picture or do we read the directions?
Well, how many parts do we have?
We have a handle, we have a flip stop, and it looks like they have some hardware, probably for attaching the fence.
Well, it says right here, to prevent serious injury, please read the manual.
Wouldn't this be a workers' comp thing?
And I'm supposed to wear safety glasses during and setup and use.
And use, okay.
Okay. I like that already.
What do you like?
A spring-loaded indent clamp there. I like that.
Okay, so, oh boy. How much slop is there?
So we got to get a bolt through that before our nylon washer goes away. Is this maybe supposed to be on the? Yeah. Oh yeah.
They show a washer, but I don't know if they
Yeah,
are
got that in
intending that in there. So we have a piece of extruded aluminum for a fence. Okay, so this is a telescoping thing too.
And you got these go on your back side.
This has to go this way.
Yeah, this goes here, here. So okay.
So we have
slide the
the,
fence on.
so we have slide that on, we have locks in the back, so we'll have to set where that goes. Nowhere in here did I see like a piece of tape with
Oh, so no,
a ruler on it. Not that you can't come up with that.
I'm not really sure what this is yet, but it says to put it on there.
So would that be to lock your extension?
That's probably the logical thing, since it's going right over those guys.
So we got a stop for the top.
Nice.
And it didn't feel too like, well, maybe there's more,
These are
but you could tighten that.
wings.
Yep.
This makes it aerodynamic.
Or, sure.
Well,
I think you're
I
just
don't know.
covering up.
I don't know about your miter gauge. I don't know how many times you've dropped it, but I know I've dropped your miter gauge at least one time. That certainly would protect those corners.
You know, that would explain a few things.
So one of the things I've been talking about is this. This is actually a spring-loaded little catch that then drops into these indentations, and I'm thinking that's pretty slick. I have a older model. I won't even say the name of it, but it's a high-end miter gauge, and I actually have to unscrew a bolt, a nut, pin I should say, to actually move the scale, and then screw it back in to lock it. This is obviously much easier. So you got indents at 0, 15, 22 and a half, 30, 45, and 60.
Well,
which
that's
is-
a good point, because that goes to 60, And that
Wow.
actually goes to what, like 75?
That's crazy. This will go up to, it looks like about 71 degrees, give or take. That is a insane cut.
You're gonna have to hold on to that.
Definitely gonna have to hold on to that. So, I'm not so sure about these things. I like the idea of the little inserts on the end to kind of protect that aluminum extrusion.
Yeah, and
but-
cover it up.
But it does have two quick release knobs so you can move your fence. And then we have an extension yep. you're
Oh, so that, okay.
That
I
locks.
got you.
right. That's handy to have. That's quick acting, solid.
There's a little more slop in that than I'd like, but I wonder if you could tighten that.
You probably could tighten this up a little bit. Yeah, I definitely could.
Or,
But,
or just know not to stress it.
right,
So is this actually the same width?
yeah.
So that is the width of that, and then you can run that out.
Yeah, that's handy.
Okay, so what do we have on, I'm seeing, I have
So
one
also-
leftover part, and I see a couple,
Yeah, so you can adjust the miter slot. That's obviously something that, you know, is always nice to be able to do without having to break out your center punch and ball peen hammer,
true.
right? I don't know how many miter gauges come that way anymore, other than the ones that usually are
You know
sold with the
what?
saws.
This is starting to explain more and more on my miter gauge.
I only adjust it the one time. It's got, what, 3 T-slots in the face, one on the top for, I mean, you could certainly add sacrificial fence easily to this. You know, a wooden sacrificial fence to extend this if you would like. But,
What are we talking? About 3 inches?
yeah, somewhat standard. So,
You can.
Yeah.
Well, and two, what I like about that is, you know, if I'm not using this, or let's say I'm doing a miter and I want to clamp a workpiece on there.
the fence is not so strangely shaped that you can't not do that.
Yeah, well, and I like the flat face back here too. So
Yeah.
if you're clamping way up in here, I've been building too many trains where
Your parts are tiny, tiny,
you're,
tiny. Yeah.
you're short parts, tiny parts, so.
So, yeah, I mean, to me, this is, I would say this is, the quality is, I'd say great, you know, I mean,
For
I'd
what
hate to
you-
say for the price, but I'd say it's good quality, period, right?
Yeah, like, well,
So,
yeah, I
true-
mean, it's hard. I mean, you look at some of those that are $200 and $300 starting out. It's if you've never bought a premium gauge before, it's a hard thing to pull the trigger on. You know, where
right.
this gets you in the door.
Well, should we take it to the saw?
Let's
See-
take it to the saw
See what we
and
can do.
see how hard it is to get these lined up and take some cuts.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, we'll meet you later. So I'm at 0 on the D10, right? See, I got a little bit of slop there. So do I just know to jam it one way, the other way, aim for the middle?
Well, can we, is that tight? Yeah, it is. A little snug there, isn't it?
So there's really no way to like recalibrate.
Right. So even though it's nice to have those detents, I don't think that the locking mechanism for the detent, although it's nice that it pivots out and snaps back in, it doesn't fit the detents all the way. 15 is a lot better than 0.
What about the 45s? Those
Yeah.
are going to be your,
So what we're looking at here,
okay, there's a little bit on the 45.
yeah, but you got to tighten that up. Yeah, tighten your knot.
Tighten this guy down?
Yeah.
Well, that's not.
So,
As you
Like
said,
I
that's
said-
better than 0.
yeah, so it seems like the other detents other than 0 it cinches up pretty snug with 0. We're getting a little bit of flex in there prior to
yeah.
locking our handle, but which of course locks it up.
And to be
but-
honest, even the high-end ones have a little bit of, you know, there's just a little bit of,
Well, you know what we need to do? You need to make a cut,
I need to make a cut.
and then we can see
Let me open my safety gear cabinet.
how well we do.
I'm not used to those either.
we're slightly off. Slightly off. Yeah. So we doubled
Too
that.
far?
We doubled that.
Okay, doubled it. I'm gonna go the other way.
Yeah, so we're struggling. I think this is what we need to do is figure out,
Are you aiming for the middle?
can we adjust this zero miter gauge, or zero indent, right? Is there any way
Well, the other way would
adjust
be shim it.
we would have to do that? Which, not the end of the world, and I have done that on stock miter gauges before, but let's see what the 45 got.
Well, I'm gonna break out. Okay, we're gonna lock that, and I'm gonna break out the old. Let's see, we want to be maybe about right in there. Lock that, lock that. What I do like about this guy, when you flip it back, it doesn't go. So, I do like that. But notice too,
It does have some flex. Does have some flex. Like you said, no ram it in. Very nice.
so that hit on, huh?
I'm struggling to catch much light even on the tail of that, and that's a 3.5, 4-inch miter. Yeah, 4-inch miter. So I think if we can figure out how to fix our problem at zero, then you've got yourself a unit here that's, for the money.
Or for this price, this is our left-hand miter, and you buy another one that's your right-hand miter.
Yeah.
And then, so it does have the little anti-fallout tab. Putting it on here, it had 3 little Allen screws that are really tight. I don't think they're going to move very much. So we got that dialed in. What I'm also impressed by is, and we really didn't even, well, I did move that, I guess. So, you've had the ones where you're cutting and it's like,
Yep.
This thing just goes. So,
Yeah. It would be nice to have something to adjust here, to adjust to zero.
but for everything else, this is falling out a little bit, but it's not like we've beat that in very well.
No. No.
It's got to stop, and with this T-track, you could start picking up some aftermarket stuff too,
Sure.
thrown
Yeah.
there. So,
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I think it's a great little base unit.
well, that was fun.
Yeah.
Is this the point where we're supposed to say, please like, subscribe, and write down in the comment section how good a job we're doing and the things you want to see?
As long as they line up with what we want to see.
Well, I'll have someone read me the comments. So.